Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. I'm Mike and this is Triple T Acres, and I've got a great video today, especially for you hunters that run trail cameras. If you are sick and tired of spending money on batteries and swapping them out, this video is for you. You're gonna want to stick around. All right, we got the corn loaded on the side-by-side, and I have a task to do today. I've got to go freshen up a bait spot for my deer that I hunt. Here in Ohio, you are legally allowed to bait deer, and a lot of people say that's cheating. It's still more difficult than you think. However, it is definitely an advantage. But besides the point, if you are a state that allows baiting, typically you put a camera over it, and I've got a cell camera on that spot that is constantly sending me pictures. And obviously that is going to chew up a ton of my battery life. So I have a solution, and I think you're gonna wanna see what I do. Okay, here is my solution to the battery dilemma: a solar panel and an external battery. Now, you may be saying, we already know about that sort of thing, but if you looked at the price of some of these things, it's pretty expensive. I have found on Amazon a small solar panel, which I may have spent $12 on that. A external battery, which these are essentially what are in all of those battery boxes that you buy. And then I found a wire on eBay that goes to the specific camera brand that I have. And you can find these all over the place. So if you look at your trail camera, typically there is a hole in the bottom with a rubber gasket that allows for an external battery. So what I do is I wire the solar panel to the external battery, and then the battery goes into the bottom of the trail camera. And what that essentially does is the solar panel keeps the battery topped off all the time. You basically never have to go back to that camera unless it's bumped off or anything. This camera will run 365, 7 days a week. The most important part of the solar panel is making sure that you are facing that panel south. It is gonna get the most sunlight that way. We're gonna get this thing put on the side-by-side. Let's get it out to the camera because my camera is dead. I should have done this a while ago, but I've been putting it off. So today we're gonna get this thing hooked up to the trail camera, and I'm gonna show you how I do it. I'm also gonna dump corn because I'm out of bait. Stick around. We are out here where the cell camera is, where we will be installing the solar panel, and all of the corn has been eaten. These deer have been eating about 80 pounds of corn every 2 days. So we're gonna get the corn dumped on here and then get the solar panel installed, so you're gonna wanna stick around. right, the camera we're using is the Tactacam Reveal X. It's been a pretty good camera so far. I'm gonna go ahead and switch the AA batteries in this. This thing takes 12 AA batteries. I'm gonna put new batteries in this, and what's great about that is if something happens with the solar panel, let's say a young buck or a buck comes over here and pulls on the cord and unplugs it, the batteries inside the camera will take over the power. So it prioritizes the battery box first and then the internal battery. You're always pretty safe and won't have to worry about losing any pictures of any good deer that's coming in front of the camera. All right, now that we got the battery switched out, I'm going to show you on the bottom of most of these cameras, there's this. This is that little rubber gasket you undo, and then you have that female port that will allow you to put that battery box and plug it into that. Gonna get this battery hooked up here. Off the solar panel, we've got the reds for positive, black's negative. And I know there's a better way to wire this with like actual connections. However, this works just great. So again, this is the solar panel that's going to top off, keep this battery charged all the time. And then this is the wire for the camera. So we'll use these to kind of keep the solar panel wire in place. All right, we are wired. Now we're going to take this end and we are going to stick it up into that spot right there. Solar panel facing south, sun is high in the sky, keeping this battery topped off. I ended up putting the battery in a freezer bag. You can actually buy a small little Plano, I want to say it's an ammunition box, but either way, I'll put a link to that in the description. I'm going to end up getting one of those for this. You don't have to. I've put these things in freezer bags for years, just kind of keep the moisture off of the connections. But yeah, wire coming down from the solar panel, topping the battery off. Battery runs the manufacturer cable to the Tactacam. When you're looking for these cables, make sure that it's the correct size for your camera. So the only thing we've got to do now, turn the camera on. We're on. All right, so we've got the camera wired up to the solar panel, and in theory, I should never have to come back to that camera, only to refill my bait pile. This could be super practical if you have hunting property, maybe a few states away or a long drive away, and you don't really want to go out there and change these batteries all the time. So not only the cost of the batteries, but the convenience of not having to go out there as much. You only got to go out there when the camera's telling your bait's gone, or you never even have to go out there. All right, everybody, that is going to wrap up the video for today. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, hit that thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel. But until next time, guys, we'll see you in the next video.